Hello and welcome to our first live set show of the year. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Alex. Today we have a special feature about Mr. Jordan's new job in the district.
And CTV reporter Phoebe Gonzalez will join us.
Of course, we have important news items you don't want to miss.
Cougar Connection starts now.
Your school, your stories, the news you can use. You're watching CTV.
This segment is called The News You Can Use. Here's a bulletin for Monday, August 7th, 2017.
Volleyball tryouts are Monday, August 7th through Friday, August 11th from 2:50 until 5 p.m. You must be cleared through Sportsnet to try out.
The library is open. Library material checkouts begin August 10th.
ID pictures are available Wednesday or Thursday during your English class. All staff certified and classified may take their ID photos anytime except first lunch either day.
If you receive a scholarship in the mail and asks you to pay an application fee, it's a scam. Please don't be fooled. Legitimate scholarships will never ask you to pay any money. For more scholarship tips and information, see Ms. Lupino in the College and Career Center.
Early sign-ups for softball are Friday, August 11th from after school in the library. If you are unavailable to make it, email the coach at centersoftball@gmail.com with your name and grade.
That's it for the news you can use. Today we have our guest, Phoebe Gonzalez, in the studio to tell us a little bit about our feature for today.
Hi Phoebe, what's up?
We interviewed our former principal about his new job, and we learned a lot of interesting things.
Well, like what? First of all, Mr. Jordan isn't really leaving us. He will have lots of connections with several teachers and programs on campus.
So what's like the story really about?
We talked a lot about like a lot of things, but our story focuses mainly on his changing throughout his job and getting his new job.
Mm-hmm. So let's take a look.
Center High School is Mike. I started here 8 years ago. We were in just terrible economic times. We were unfortunately having to lay people off, all kinds of stuff. It was not fun times in education. But fortunately, we have a great staff here, great kids, and we actually were able to expand programs. We're getting so many different reports and audits and grants. Mr. Lair, who is a current superintendent, he's been doing both jobs, so there's just not enough time in the day to do both jobs. So it was time. Everything else has been brought back from that really bad recession a few years ago in terms of teaching positions and that. It was time to bring this position back as well.
This right here is for the adjustment for the ink cartridge. It went up $10, so I need a signature for approval for that one.
So it started moving last week. So I've got 2 offices set up right now. Unfortunately, it's just right next door, so that's easy. And just getting the new budget codes, new budget access, and all that kind of fun stuff. The physical part was easy. It's kind of transitioning mentally and looking at the new requirements and new duties I'm going to have. It's kind of going to take the time and be the time-consuming part. The biggest change is that I'm so used to having students and teachers. There's over 100 staff here. There's 1,300 students, and I'm used to constant talking with people, just constantly being around people, and I'm not going to have that anymore. And that's going to be odd. I taught here 17 years ago. That's when I started on this campus, and I love this campus because of all these trees. These trees are awesome. It's almost like you're in a park. You know, there's only 8 of us up here, so it's kind of lonely. It's kind of quiet up here. That's going to be a change. So this is the old junior high, and a lot of us who are at the high school now actually worked here, like Mr. McGinnis, and actually Mrs. Woods was even here for a year. This used to be the charter school, Antelope View and Global Youth. And this is where I will be now. I think the most valuable thing in life is change, and that's hard for everybody. But there is change. It's constant change. Nothing stays the same. It was a hard decision to make to leave the high school because, again, I have a lot of good friends there. I've had a lot of good, fun times there. When I walk to that campus, I have great memories of students, of staff, of parents. That was a hard choice to make. But life has changed, and you got to embrace the fact that sometimes it's not sometimes, a lot of times, it's time to move on to the next chapter, move on to the next step, move on to the next thing. And then when this position came up, I realized I think it's that time. And fortunately, things worked out through the process. So that's probably the biggest thing, takeaway I've got from this. I mean, I've been at the high school for 8 years. That's a long time. It's easy to kind of just get comfortable and stay in that comfort zone, but it was time to push ahead.
That's it for our show.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CougarConnection25.
And make sure you tune in tomorrow.
Thanks for watching CTV.